voice of a new generation. Jewish Rock Radio.
We have come from near and far to raise our voice in song. And the more we join in the refrain, the more we feel strong.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ochem Shalom Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Hopefully I can see this. I had cataract surgery, so I will try my best. Good evening. My name's Ken Pograb. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the congregational president, and I'm having trouble with the mic. On behalf of the board of directors of the congregation, welcome to Beth Chaim. As we prepare for Sabbath worship, we ask you to turn off all electronic devices. For the benefit of those who cannot be here in the sanctuary, we live stream our services, and our photographer posts pictures on social media. Where is our photographer? There she is. Please see an usher or board member if you do not want your image to appear, and we ask that no one else takes pictures during this sacred hour. Large print prayer books and hearing enhancement devices are available. Please ask any usher or board member if you wish to use either. Please note there are exit doors on either side of the rear of the sanctuary and on both sides of the balcony. In case of an emergency, please follow the instructions of those on the bina. Shabbat Shalom.
We're very blessed this evening to welcome Rabbi Brian Beal to Beth Chaim. No, he is not currently on the bima, but he will be very shortly. He's going to spend most of the service in the pew with his family, but we will hear from him. I promise you'll all have a chance to meet him later on. And so I'd love to call Rabbi Beal and his wife Naomi and his son Ben to help us welcome in Shabbat with candle lighting and Kiddush.
Well of life, bless my heart with the gifts of Shabbat, the presence of your love in my pulse, your glory in my chest, and your wonder in my breath. Bless my eyes with the gifts of Shabbat, the beauty of the candlesticks, the Kiddush cups and chalot. Bless my lips with the gifts of Shabbat, rejoicing in song and prayer, our melodies ancient and new. Bless my ears with the gifts of Shabbat, hymns and praises, the nigum of old, and bless the words of Torah. Bless my soul with the gifts of Shabbat, awe and thanksgiving, calm and surrender, beauty, righteousness, and peace.
Please rise for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uv'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaro lema'aseh v'reishit. כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
BethChaim. Please be seated. For our friends coming in, we're going to hear more from Rabbi Biel, who's joining us today for the very first time here at BethChaim in just a little bit. For our next prayer, we'll stay seated for the first 3 verses, and then on the 4th and final verse, we'll rise and face the entrance as we greet the Sabbath bride. But dancing is not only optional, but encouraged. La 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 l'chadoti, la 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 likrat kala, la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabel, la 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 l'chadoti,
מזבלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה יאללה לי יאללה לה 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 לחדותי יאללה לה 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 לקראת חלה יאללה לה 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 תני שבת נקבל לה 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 לחדותי יאללה לה 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 לקראת חלה יאללה לה 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 תני שבת נקבלה.
I invite you to find someone you don't know and greet them Shabbat Shalom. And we're actually going to stay standing for our next prayer.
Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la la la. Adonai המבורך ברכו את אדוני המבורך ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך לה 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 הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום אדברך לה לה יה לה 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 יה לה 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 ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם נאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך לה 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 יה לה 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 למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
A prayer for winter. Cold and dark, night overtakes day. Frigid air settles over the earth. The land waits while your creatures rest. Then a shift. Small, imperceptible, the days slowly lengthen and mornings surrender to light. Bless this day, God of seasons. Bless the winter with rest, renewal, and love. Be present with us as we prepare for another cycle of seasons with dignity and purpose. God of time and space, may this season be a blessing and a teacher. Make me like the long, deep night, a blanket of solace and comfort. Make me like the returning sun, a source of quiet hope. Bless my days with service and my nights with warmth. Make me like a new day, dawning from the darkness.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש.
If our teens would like to come up for the next one and line up in front and dance a little or sing with Ruach, it's an invitation. It's one of their favorites.
Yeah, come on up.
Evan's ready to go. Come on down. Show him how much you love this song. fan favorite.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Let's all just take a deep breath in through our noses, out through our mouth, as we rise for Amidah and shift gears.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 sfatai tiftach. Na 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 ufi agi tehilatecha. Ufi agi tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 sfatai tiftach. Na 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 ufi agi tehilatecha. Ufi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, B'chayei hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim b'chesed, B'chayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Vishenei achar, Michamocha b'givorot, Umidom elach, Melech memit Mashiach Yeshua, v'nemanat ha'achayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, v'chayei hakol. Atah kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. So now we say what we're thankful for. We want to share with our community all the blessings in our lives, blessings large and small, frequent and rare. So I see Zach is burning. Go for it. Sorry? For BethChaim. What a beautiful blessing. Zach is thankful for BethChaim. For the laughter in our home. Yes. Oop. Grilled cheese. All right, we'll pause there to say thank you and come back with some more.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Good cold weather food. Chloe. You'll have to be louder, my friend. Ooh, volunteer work and something you're passionate about. I bet you love animals. Yeah, I thought so. Go for it, Evan. Friday night with friends. Perfect Shabbat. Jacob. Yeah, that's you. Friends, family, and I missed the last one. Lightning McQueen. We'll say thank you.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Zach's full blessing. For our new rabbi. Amen. Yes. For birthdays, do you have a birthday? When was your birthday? And how old are you now? 5. Mazel tov. All right, we'll say thank you for them.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Ruthie. For your family, Jacob. For religious school. Amen. Yes. That was Jacob Smolars. I'd like the record to show that was Jacob Smolars. Yeah. Seeing the joy of religious school manifest tonight, Jean. Our Rock Shabbat band. We're going to pause there to say thank you, Ben. You're next, okay?
2, 3, 4. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Right, now it's your turn. For the world we live in, for all our friends at home. Zach. For the snow today, which was just enough to be lovely without being much of a nuisance. Family friends being with us tonight. Yes. For tacos. All right, we're going to say thank you.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Alana. A Hebrew national hot dog at Five Guys. Josh, I know you missed your chance last Shabbat. Did you want to share your family's good news? About your son? Sam got a new job this week. Started a new job. Don't worry, I knew it was appropriate. All right, Chloe, you were full of blessing too. For all the pregnant ladies having a tough time with their babies. Yeah. Yes. For being alive, and we're going to leave it there for now.
מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך.
This is reciprocal for Jacob. Although controversial, thankful for Fortnite that brings friends together.
And for the rare opportunity to spend Shabbat with family.
Last modim.
מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך.
And we'd like very much to be thankful for peace, so we're going to pray for it as hard as we can to hopefully our prayers will ripple out into this world that is in such need of shalom.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata Shalom, Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה
We now take a few moments for the prayers of our own heart, which may or may not be silent.
Say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Israel
Our thoughts not turn to those in our lives in need of healing, whether that be healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the heart, or healing of the soul. If you're keeping someone in your thoughts and prayers this Shabbat, I invite you to share those names out loud with us now. Say it at the same time.
Levinson and Carol Marks.
To those names we add Megan Mary DePero, Rhoda Schwartz, Arlene Grable, Donald Molaski, Teddy Molaski, Nathan Hecker, Jeff Stoller, Phil Jarvis, Marilyn Fessel, Claire Meyer, Nancy Antonelli, Morgan Mitgang, Linda Grunbaum, Howard and Dolores Rosenblatt. We invoke the names of our ancestors as we pray for their healing.
Mishberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mishberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, and Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Mishberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mishberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, and Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our va pray, he va pray, he va pray, he va pray, and bless us as well.
I now have the pleasure of welcoming back to our bima Rabbi Brian Beal.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My first Shabbat, I debated, should I tell a story or give a 30-minute sermon? After services at the Oneg, you can tell me if I made the right choice. It's one of my favorite stories, and I'll explain why I told it at the end. But it was a day like every other day, except it wasn't. See, this people of the village were always optimistic and upbeat and happy, and yet something hung in the air that day that gave people pause. There was that feeling of uneasiness that something was going to happen. And then word came. The emissary of the Tsar was coming to the village today, and he had words for the country's leader, from the country's leader. And so when he finally arrived late in the afternoon, all of the people of the village came to hear what the Tsar's messenger had to say. And he began by saying, "The Tsar mocks you, Jews. You go to synagogue and you pray to this God who you consider to be all-knowing, and a God who's all-seeing, and a God who is all-powerful, and a God who is invisible. It is impossible, it is absurd that such a God could possibly exist. After all," the emissary said, how could a God who is all-powerful and invisible see God's self? How could a God who's both all-powerful and invisible see God's self? And so the emissary said, the Tsar gives you 1 week. 1 week to find the answer to this absurd question. If not, the Tsar will know that the Jewish people mock what it means to have faith. The Tsar will close all of the synagogues and then give you 1 month to leave our country. Well, you can imagine the people in the village started to freak out. They needed an answer to this question, and as a community, they debated the entire day and night, and not one person had an answer to offer. And so they did what Jews did. They went to the rabbi. "Oh, wise rabbi, you need to help us. The Tsar has given us this riddle we need to answer, this question about our faith, and we don't know the answer. He wants to know, how can a God who is all-powerful and invisible see God's self?" And rabbis back then, were men, and the rabbi closed his eyes, and he stroked his beard. He sang an igun, which I won't do because I can't sing. And he thought, and he thought, and he finally said, "I need some time to think." "But Rabbi, we have less than a week. We've already spent a day." "Don't worry, I'm going home." And he went home, and he studied, and he prayed, and he thought, and he thought, and 1 day passed, and 2 days passed, and it was too much. So he decided he was going to leave the distractions of the village to go out to nature, to be with the trees and the animals and the quiet, that finally he would come to an answer. Another day, and his anxiety started to build. 1 day left, and so he knew he had to head back to town. And on the path to the village, he came across a little girl, a girl who he knew from the community. And she said, Rabbi, you look so sad. What's the problem?" He said to her, "I was asked this very important question, And if I don't come up with the answer, something bad could happen. She said, Rabbi, things can't be that bad. Tell me, what's your question? He said to her, I've been asked, how can our God, who is all-powerful and invisible, see God's self? She giggled. She smiled. She said, Rabbi, I know the answer to that question. Well, you can imagine he didn't believe for a second she did, but he figured, what did he have to lose? And he said to her, tell me, what's the answer? How could you know the answer? She said, Rabbi, I pay attention in Hebrew school. You taught me the answer. Remember when you taught us about creation and how God created the world, and on the final day of creation, God created them. God created men and women in God's image. B'Tselem Elohim, you taught us. God created us in God's image. Rabbi, whenever God wants to see God's self, all God has to do is look at us, like looking in a mirror. And then God can see God's self. The rabbi was amazed. That, of course, was the answer. And he went all the way back to the village, and he told the people not to fear. The emissary of the czar came. He asked his question. The rabbi gave him his student's answer. The emissary said, surely the czar will approve of this answer. And they all lived happily ever after. So let me tell you why I decided, of all the stories I could tell, why I wanted to tell that story. Number one, I love teaching. I love teaching Tat Shabbat like we did in the preschool today, and being with the religious school, and being with our youth and Big T. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight, our teenagers, and adult ed. And Pirkei Avot reminds us that we need, as teachers, to get ourselves students, because students can teach us sometimes more than our teachers can. And I got to learn from the preschool today, and I get to learn every time. So I love that the student is the one who knew the answer, because she paid attention. And I also told this story because it's a little bit about what my own personal faith is. So those of you who we have a chance to study in adult ed, Torah study, please come to one of our classes where we'll get to do God Talk, as I call it. I'm one of those who takes a little bit from Martin Buber, as you'll see in my upcoming Temple News Bulletin article. Martin Buber taught that when people are involved in an intimate relationship with each other, that's one of the ways we learn more about God. He called it the I-thou relationship, that when people really get to know each other and be in a moment where they lose track of time, that's where God dwells. That's how we access God, and I believe that God accesses us. That we really do partner with God, that God needs us and we need God. And I love this story, and I'd love to explore that with you as the year goes on. And finally, that notion that we're created B'Tselem Elohim, in God's image. That means we have holiness within us, and yet we are not created as a carbon copy of God. We are not God. We are imperfect and yet striving for perfection all of the time. And we do that by being with each other and for each other and helping the world around us through community service and social justice. So that's a little bit of why I chose to tell this story, to also share with you a little bit about who I am, and I'll get to do that in a few minutes again. I really would love the honor of meeting you and talking with you and getting to know each other, because the more we do that, the more we help God dwell among us in this sacred community. Shabbat Shalom.
And we turn to a prayer prayer that asks us, tells us that it's our job not only to praise God, but to partner with God to make this world a better place. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוסף ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Our thoughts now turn to those in our lives who have left us, who have died either recently or at this time in seasons past. As I read names of loved ones out loud, I'll ask you to please rise at your seat and stay standing until the entire community can stand with you. One who died this week but has not yet been laid to rest, Joan Camp, aunt of Ronnie Staffenberg. And the following yard sites, the anniversary of deaths of loved ones: Robert Ransky, Barbara Rubin, Claire Bauer, Abraham Bershad, George Fenster, Jordan Lieberman, Benjamin Sutz, Morris Finkelstein, Evelyn Kaplan, Lucy Samuel Gumpert, Charles L. Gumpert, Max Haber, Joseph Hittner, Leonard Hittner, Sarah Hochberg, Betty Judson, Pierre Pelleton, Irving Pascal, Lee Nar, Alan Abner, Herbert Rosenblum, Eddie Richter, Irving Feingold, Herbert Stein, Bessie Cohen Hughes, Hannah Limmer, Lena Mish, Muriel Lerner Leff, Barry Ira Morrow, Marla Warren, Alan Weinberg, Sidney Trink, David Guttridge, Stanley Rand. And if you have experienced a loss in the last 30 days, we ask you to rise.
Ilya Katzman.
And we rise as one community and recite these hallowed words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, B'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, Ba'gala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mivarach, le'alam u'lalmei al-maya, Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal, Shemei d'kudisha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Amen. Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. And on behalf of our entire congregation, I want to welcome Rabbi Beal and his family to Beth Chaim. I encourage you, all of you, to introduce yourself to Rabbi Beal and welcome him warmly to our community. We'd also like to offer our appreciation to the ushers and oneg hosts and hostesses for their help tonight. Come meet Rabbi Beal as he teaches Torah study tomorrow morning at 8:45, and also join him for a 3-part class on Wednesday mornings beginning February 6th for a discussion about creation, revelation, and redemption. Cantor Binder's 6-week Religions of the World class begins this Sunday at 9 a.m. For more information about upcoming activities, please see the signs on the oneg tables and the magazine rack outside the main office. As always, questions about the rabbinic transition can be found in the FAQs sheets, also located on the oneg table and on our website. Shabbat Shalom.
Now, Rabbi Beal would like to tell us a little bit more about himself and his family.
Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. I didn't want to introduce myself too much earlier because I like the service to be about the service, but I've been asked to say a little bit, so hopefully we'll find points of connection when you introduce yourselves and you can know a little bit more about each other. So I will tell you, I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Hazlet in Monmouth County, went to synagogue in Aberdeen at Temple Shalom. Many of you may know my mentor growing up, Rabbi Henry Weiner. I was the president of my TYG, my Temple Youth Group. Back then, Princeton Junction, Beth Chaim was part of GIFTY, so we were in the same region together. I was the GIFTY chaplain, which is today called Religious and Cultural Vice President. You guys get a much bigger business card than I did when I was your age. At age 18, I went off to Emory University, where I studied psychology, and they then put me to work for 7 years. I'm a professional fundraiser. Before I went back to HUC, Hebrew Union College, I studied the first year in Jerusalem, as all rabbis do. The next 4 years, I was in Cincinnati. I started my rabbinic career as the assistant and then associate rabbi of Temple Shari Emeth in Manalapan. I know I've already connected with about a half a dozen of you in different ways. We have some former Shari Emeth people here. I was there for 3 years. I was then the rabbi of what was then Temple Beth Torah, is now the Reform Temple of Rockland County, for 13 years. At the very end of the New Jersey Garden State Parkway, my congregation was in Rockland County. 13 years ago, after 13 years, my wife, who I will tell you about in a moment, was given the opportunity to participate in a search and then became the CEO of Jewish Federation of Greater Philadelphia. She has been, up until most recently, the only woman CEO of a top 20 federation in the country, actually in the world. That's changed only recently. And that's how we wound up in Philadelphia and why I left my pulpit. I had a wife who was able to do more for our people and our movement than I was able to do at the moment, and it was an honor to go with her and to move our family to Philadelphia. So I will tell you, Naomi and I have been married 20 years. We met at a wedding in Nashville, and we had a long-distance relationship flying back and forth from Rochester, New York to Cincinnati before we were engaged. We are blessed with 3 beautiful sons who are really the love of our life and what our life is all about. My oldest son, Joshua, is a freshman at Tulane University in New Orleans, and I have twin sophomores. My son, Benjamin, is here. He is one of the song leaders of Nifty Par and friends. They are so excited to be part of your youth group, I can't tell you. And I'm so grateful that all of you came to be with us on our first Shabbat. My son, Ari, who happens to be Benjamin's twin, left for Israel on Tuesday. He's going to be studying high school in Israel for 2 months on the Alexander Moss High School in Israel program, and then he'll be back and very involved in your youth group. So I wanted you all to know what a blessing it is for us to be here with you. We have been searching for community, and to be part of yours beautiful sacred community. We are looking forward to for the next 17 months. And then on June 30, 2020, that's when the interim position will end. But we're going to make the most of this journey together. And thank you, and I look forward to meeting all of you.
I'd like all of our friends who are under 18 to join me on the bima for a little nosh.
She wants food, she can.
All right, Canner, when you're ready.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Before we conclude tonight, I'd love to thank our Rock Shabbat band. On the bass, we have Gabe Smolars. On drums, Jonah Blum's personal favorite, Cliff Hochberg. Tickling the iris, we have Dan Berg. And Canner Stewart Binder on lead vocals and guitar. And so let's make the most of this last song together and raise the roof with our voices.
So if you remember this from last month, there are 3 different parts. You can pick any one. You can just keep that going. Or you can go yabada, 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 dabada, 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 yabada, 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 dabada, dabada, dabada. simcha. Ozaru ala tzadik, ul yishrei lev simcha. Bam bidi bam 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 bidi 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 bam.
Shabbat shalom.
With that tune? It works. Oh, what's up? Oh, the chords are slightly different, but it would work. This one is. And Orzaro is.
Exactly right. You should like,